confusion and allegation of manipulation of the voters list has rocked the ongoing elections of the Ghana Journalists Association, that's the GJA. One of the candidates for the presidency, John Ayite of GTV, has turned away from voting because his name could not be found on the list. On a list that is signed by the chairman of the GJA election committee, Ben Asoro, had Mr. Ayite's name on number 138. When he went to the polling station to vote, he found out that his name had been replaced by that of the former president, John Dramani Mahama. That's interesting. He's also a member of the GJA. Now, Manasseh Azure Awuni, who was at the center this morning, has been speaking to Mr. Ayite.
Simple thing. In the lead up to today, all candidates were given a voters register. That's it. Per this register, my name is there. My number is 138. I don't have a problem. I come in here to vote and they use this register. My name is not in it. That name there, 138, is John Dramani Mahama. And so I haven't voted. I don't know what is happening. And frustratingly for me, I got two guys who endorsed me. Seth Kwame Boateng of Multi TV and Akushika Akwe. As we speak now, Akushika Akwe's name is not in the register. Am I a candidate or not? Isn't it surprising? It's as simple as that.
So what do you intend to do about this? Because quite a number of your colleagues in the newsroom have told me they've paid their dues, but their names are out. Precisely.
As we speak now, I've handed over the case to my lawyer. We are studying the case, and we will come out. Win or lose, I think that we've got to sort it out. No matter if I win or lose. I don't have a problem at all with that. Right things should be done. We have got to fix it. You understand? There's been an issue with this register for a long while. And we in JVC in TV newsroom have raised issues. They are aware. We've been given the opportunity and stuff, but still there are issues to be raised. It's surprising. And you know something? Both lists handed out to us. The list handed out to us on what by IC is signed by the same person, the chairman of the GJA, Mr. Ben Asoro, on every page. His signature is there without one. I'm wondering what might happen. I'm not saying Ben is in the wrong. I'm saying that something may have happened, and something has happened. We have got to fix it. We have got to take the association back and correct the wrongs. We can't accept it this way. It's never going to go on. It's never going to go on. It's never going to go on. It's never going to go on.
The candidate for the GJA presidency, Lloyd Evans, also told JoyNews about 100 names have been smuggled into the register. Mr. Evans, who went to court to challenge his disqualification from the GJA race, said the irregularities came too late and he could not do anything about it.
But it's too late in the day.
You're saying the list has been bloated?
Oh, yes. As for that, because look, I just spoke to Mr. Momen from GBC. He was showing me some lists. He said, look, these 4 people there are not members of the GJA. They are from this place. I know them very well. Unless maybe they are the same people, they are other people with the same name. He said they are not journalists, but they found their way there. But it's too late today. Can we challenge the list? We have to go with it and hope that God being on our side, things will change. So let's hope that there's a new regime. And I'm assuring all of you, should I win, GJA would not be the same. We will change. Look at this place, filthy, and we are happy. We are happy here. We have leaders. What does it take to beautify this place, even if we want to expand the facilities here? Why can't we beautify this place? We can do it. It's doable. But we're not thinking outside the box. We are happy with the little crumbs that we get from politicians, we get from businessmen, and we are happy. I mean, you the young ones, you have a future. Take interest in any association that you belong. If you don't take interest in it, the few who will take interest in it will cheat you, and they will cheat you for forever. If I become the next president, I will not allow you to sleep. That's why people say that I'm giddy, I'm that. If you want to do a voluntary work, do it and do it well. And if you want to do a professional work, do it and do it well. I believe in that. Don't do things haphazardly, half-baked. No, that is not my style.
So what's your view on this?
From today forward, whoever wins will not have it easy. We are going to be at their back. Whether me, if it's me, be at my back. Challenge me, question me, demand. That is your right. And if I also ask you to do certain things, you must also equally do it. It's a two-way affair.
Interesting day it's been, and my colleague Manasseh Azure Awini has been visiting some centres and has joined us here on Pulse. Manasseh, have you cast your vote?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask who did you vote for?
Well, I wouldn't mind, but I would say I didn't vote for Phil Money because I want him out, and I have not hidden that.
So it's between Aite and Lloyd Evans?
Lloyd Evans.
Okay, I can just guess. I can take a wild guess at this point. But it's been some interesting development that Johnny Aite went to the polling centre and his name was not on the register. Yes,
that was what happened, and he said not him alone, but the one who endorsed his form to contest. That's Akushika Akwe, who also works at GTV. And to be able to endorse someone's form, you should be a member in good standing. So that means she was qualified to vote, but her name was not there. I went to GTV. Quite a number of them have told me that their names were also not found, even though they paid their dues. And they are even deducted. Their monies are deducted at source and paid to GJA. So they cannot tell why they had to go there and not find their names. And surprisingly, the list they all had were signed by the chairman of the committee, election committee. So,
but it's interesting that Mr. Asoro also tells you that the list that they presented, they had Johnny Aite's name on there. But just hold that thought. We'll be speaking to Latif also, who is live from the press center. Let's invite Latif Idris also into the discussion. Latif, if you can hear me, what's currently the situation at the press center or the centers that you visited so far?
Yeah, MFR, let's welcome our viewers here at the press center, where one of the centers where I must say that perhaps this is the keenly contested GJA elections in recent history. Here is one of the centers. We have other centers in the national capital also holding same elections. Now, there are about 5 positions at stake, and we have individuals from the various media houses in the country standing for these positions. Here at the press center, the situation has been on from morning till date, and it has been smooth. So far, we had over 120 people voting here at the press center. And I would like to bring in the presiding officer here to also walk us through how the process has been from morning till now that we speak. And he can give us much more insights on how the process has gone so far. Let me welcome you to JoyNews, sir.
Thank you.
If you can please stand, and we can move closer to camera and have a conversation on how the process of the election of the GJA president, the vice president, the general secretary, the public affairs, and the organizing secretary has been so far. You give us your name and what you do here.
Well, my name is Alexander Poku Akubia. I'm the presiding officer for the press center voting center. So we started the process here around 8:20, and it has been very smooth. When the applicants come or the voters come, they come and they mention their names, and we identify them with any national ID card. And when we find the name on the list, which we use at the register, then we take it. Then we in fact, inspect the little finger to see whether the person has already voted by seeing whether there is a stain on it, which is the electoral stain. If there is no electoral stain, then you are cleared to move to the second person who will stain your little finger. Then from there you move and collect 5 ballot papers. Now the 5 ballot papers are for the respective 5 positions. That's the president, vice president, organizing secretary, the general secretary, and then the public affairs. Now you go in there, thumbprint for your preferred candidates, then you come out and vote and put your ballot papers in the respective ballot boxes. We haven't had any problem. We have almost about 130 people who have voted now, and everything is moving on smoothly. Yeah.
Earlier in the day, there's been issue about Johnny Aite, one of the candidates, going for the position of president. He couldn't find his name in the register. How have you handled that situation?
That situation did not come to us. It happened at the GBC, so I think the GBC people can best they can best answer how they handle it, because we didn't have that challenge over there. So it was the GBC people who handled it. I mean, the station there with the, what do you call it, the electoral commission of the GJA, they are to resolve that. So I can't speak to that one.
So would you say at this center you've not had any cause to turn any of the voters away?
We haven't had any cause to turn people away. No. All people who come have found their names on the register.
And how many are you expecting to vote here?
Well, like I told you, it's a generic, what do you call it, a list that we have been given. So the GJA will know specifically how many people are to vote at a particular point.
So
yes.
You can't tell?
And I cannot tell exactly the number. Even though we have 277 on the list, some could vote elsewhere, so that is it.
When are you closing?
We're supposed to close at 4 o'clock. That is if everybody is processed by 4 o'clock, we'll close. But if people are in the queue before 4, then we need to process them. Those that are in the queue before 4, we need to process them. Yes.
Thank you very much for your time. And so, MFI, if you can hear me, still here at the press center. So, from what we've just gathered, it means that the voting has gone on smoothly here without any hitch. Unlike what happened at GBC, where we've told that one of the candidates vying for the position of president, Johnny Ayete, couldn't find his name in the register here. According to the presiding officer, the situation has been smooth sailing and without a hitch. MFA. Well,
Latif, just before we let you off, Manasseh and myself, have you cited any of the aspirants or the candidates at the press center? Have they been hovering around?
After voting, I guess they've all gone back home or attending back to their own businesses. We'll be here somewhere around 4 p.m. when the polls close. For now, we've not spotted any of the candidates here going through all the 5 positions at stake. None of them is currently available here to even speak to. We're sure in the next couple of minutes they will all show up here, because we expect voting to just start once the polls are closed at 4. MFA.
Okay, very well, Latif, thank you. We'll come back to you. Manasseh is still with me here in the studio. So Manasseh, in less than 30 or so minutes, or 25 minutes about, polls will be closed, and should we be knowing who would be GJA president maybe by 5 o'clock?
I should think so, because I have a friend in Tamale who, as of 2 o'clock, he had put on Facebook that voting there had ended, so they were only waiting till 4 o'clock to open and start counting. So I think what they need to do, there are a few centers, the regional, and then Accra, I think we have 5 or so centers. They would all count from, I'm sure by 4:30, they should be done with everything. So by 5 o'clock, we should be able to know.
So it's a list of 600 members who are supposed to vote.
About 625 or
so from the centers that you visited, how was turnout?
Well, I visited 2. One was the press center, and also the other one was GBC. And turnout was a bit, I guess, relatively high, because it is not, you are not able to tell exactly how many people are supposed to vote at a particular place. So if your name is registered under GBC list, you can go to press center and vote, but quite a number of people were voting, except for the fact that for GBC and GTV especially, because there, what I heard was that Afil Money was for at the radio side, and Johnny Ayete was
on the TV
side. And so they feel there has been an attempt to disenfranchise a lot of those
from the TV
side. So quite a number of them told me they couldn't vote, especially, and Johnny Ayete himself couldn't find his name. And if you look at Akushika Akwe, her name was not there. And some of the young journalists who are my colleagues told me they paid their dues, their members in good standing, but today they were not able to vote.
So these allegations of manipulations of the voters list, did we get any official response from the GJA or the Electoral Commission on these allegations?
Yes, I spoke to the chairman of the GJA election committee, Mr. Benasoro, and what he said was that the list that they claimed had Johnny Ayete's name on it previously is a credible list.
Okay.
He said he signed that list, and he was surprised that a list would come out finally without his name.
So that list came out finally from the GJA secretariat?
From the GJA secretariat. And both lists are also signed by the same person. And it is not to say that maybe they signed only the first page. Every page has his signature.
So how did that change occur?
Well, he could not say, but we can listen to what he explained when I put these questions to him.
I'm sure we can get to listen to Mr. Benasoro shortly to be able to tell us what really. But he says that the list he signed had the name of John Ayite, like Nanasa is saying. So he did not understand why his name had been taken out in the final list. We can get to hear Mr. Soro.
Our attention has been drawn to it, and we've gone to the Electoral Commission, and we've proved to them that the register that I signed is here, and we've realized that John Ayite's name is on the register, number 138. Fine, we take the responsibility because the Secretariat is the people who are supposed to get the register in order for us. I signed a register, but I've seen that what they have here is a different register, and we've gone to the EC to make sure that they use the two registers, so that all people who have their names in the first register are eligible to vote. And of course, we've wrote an authority note to the EC. They have endorsed it, and that is the register they are now going to use. They will use the two registers side by side to make sure that nobody is disenfranchised. So we have validation of voters register. So Johnny Ayite's name is on it. We take the responsibility because if there's a mistake coming from the Secretariat, we take the responsibility because we are the committee running the elections. But we've sorted it out, and the EC has agreed, and they have endorsed this one. Johnny Ayite is supposed to vote. He cannot be a candidate and not eligible to vote. It's not done anyway. So it's a technical problem. We've been able to resolve it, and we asked him to vote.
But what we are hearing is that even at GBC or GTV here, a number of them say they have paid. Their names are supposed to be there. Their names are not there.
No, that one is got to do with the Secretariat because they know the people who have paid. In actual fact, we even open a window for about 10 days for people who feel that they have not gotten their names there and want to pay. And some of them did. Some of the GBC staff did. And that's why their names are there. This is an updated register, and their names are there. Those who refused to rectify their membership, we cannot do anything about it.
This one say they have paid and their dues are even deducted as source. So no. The question as to, but you are hearing that the one who endorsed Johnny Ayite, her name is not there. How do you respond to that?
That one, we will have to say that she has the right to vote because she cannot endorse somebody and her name will not be there. That one is a fact. Her name has
admitting that Johnny Ayite's one is not an isolated case, and these other people may have genuine concerns, just like this woman.
If we realize something, we will rectify it. That's why we are not perfect. If there's a problem coming from the Secretariat, which we are supervising, we have to rectify it. We will not want to disenfranchise anybody. Yes, we will not want to disenfranchise anybody at all. If anybody has paid and can prove that he or she has paid, you'll be allowed to vote. And that's why we've gone to the EC to make sure that Johnny Ayite votes. Because they are the people running the elections today.
But does this in any way compromise the integrity of the system?
I don't think it does, because this is a technical problem, and we will take action on the Secretariat. The Secretariat will be asked to answer for all this. Even though in the long run we take the final responsibility, but the Secretariat has to, because I am the one who signed the register. His name is here. How come that his name is not there in the final one? That is what we would then have to find out. And everybody who has his name omitted has the right to.
So Manasseh, do we know if finally Johnny Ayite was able to cast his ballot?
As of the time I was leaving GBC, he hadn't voted, and this was after 12 midday. And his concern was not only about he himself, but he thought that there were quite a number of his supporters who were not able to vote. So I overheard me making a statement like, well, it's not about me, so if you allow me to vote, what about the rest? So I don't know whether he later voted or not, but as he indicated, he intends to take this one seriously. Whether he wins or not, he would want to get to the bottom of this issue.
But did you by any chance see former President John Dramani Mahama cast his ballot since he was number 138?
No, when I was there both at GBC and also at the press center.
He didn't show up?
He didn't show up. Maybe if he showed up later and I wasn't there, I can tell.
You could, okay. We can go back to the press center now and join my colleague Latif Idris. We understand he's now been able to catch up with Mr. Lloyd Evans, one of the candidates in the elections. Latif, if you can hear me, what has he been telling you?
Yeah, Mr. Evans is just here with me, and I just want to engage him on how as far as he's concerned, the process has gone so far. You're welcome to JoyNews. You're live on Pulse.
Thank you.
How would you describe the process from morning till now? We are just about a few minutes before polls close.
Yes, thank you very much. Just call me Lloyd. Right? Call me just Lloyd.
Lloyd?
Yes. Well, we started the process very well. 8 o'clock, polls have started, and it went on smoothly until 12 o'clock, thereabout, when we heard that one of the candidates' name wasn't on the register. So he was not going to be allowed to be, to vote. So he made a little bit of noise at GBC, rushed down here, made a little bit of noise. Our local EC went to the Electoral Commission, sorted a few things out, and they went back to GBC, and they sorted themselves out. Currently, we are at a critical meeting with the EC, our local EC, sorting things out.
So your local EC,
that is the election committee.
The GJA?
Yes, of the GJA. That's why I refer to as the local EC. Then we have the Electoral Commission, which is supervising the whole process.
How is that meeting critical?
Yeah, it's very critical because we've come to the realization that we didn't get a clean register. We've proven it.
Are you crying foul already? The process hasn't ended.
No. You see, we saw it, but we want the process to go on. So we said,
why are you raising the alarm now?
No. Get me right. Now, how can Johnny Aite's name be missing? And then other things started coming up. As I speak to you now, we closed the proxy list. Proxy list. I hope you know what a proxy list is. We closed it on Wednesday, which tells you that no proxy list should be given out again because we've closed it. Could you believe that as at 10 o'clock, a new proxy list was sent to the EC through WhatsApp, which is illegal.
By who?
By our local EC, which is fundamentally wrong. So if there are 50 there, he has sent it to all the election centers. So it is flawed. We've seen some names, other things. We said, look, let's go. This election is not a defining moment for anybody. I'm not worried. You see, the thing is that I'm not desperate. Johnny Aite is not desperate. I don't know who is desperate. If I lose today, it's not my business. In every election, one has to win, one has to lose. So Johnny Aite is not worried. I'm not. Are
you giving up already?
No. I've said this. No. I have said this long ago. And you see, I have fought a good fight, right out from March to date. And I don't think I'm the only person in this race. There are others. And if they are seeing malfeasance, if they are seeing inaccuracies in their system, and they are not talking, I can't champion everything all myself. I've done enough. And I think my action has streamlined things. Even the GC, our local GC, has even admitted it, yes, that they have a lot of work to do.
What has John Aite been telling you?
Oh, well, I wish he could tell you yourself. He's much peeved, he's worried, and he's not happy with what is going on. And some of us saw it as far back as March. We saw the thing coming, and we raised the alarm bell. And strangely, all of you journalists, you all sat down, you didn't say anything, all of you. We raised the alarm bell from March, and nobody said anything. That we have a corrupt system, that we're not going to have a free and credible elections. We said it. Election year is 2016. We sat down, they kept it, and they ambushed all of us, including you. Came out in February. We are holding election March. What do you think will happen? And we saw all these things, and we started ringing the bell. But it seems none of you were interested.
Already, you are casting doubts on the process.
No.
If you emerge victorious at the end of the day, you already said here right now that it wasn't a free and fair election?
No. I haven't said that. What I'm saying that we have not put the right processes in place, and we are holding an election because we saw it and we fought against it several times. But what can we do? I'm not the Lone Ranger, or I'm the Lone Ranger. I've done my best. He was around. I've called him. Each time I called him, he ran away. Now the table has turned. He's now suffering. I said, you see, I told you, I saw it. And if he had come on board, maybe we would have changed the system. Look, at a point, we even suggested that let's clear the executives, put up an IMC to structure the place well for at least 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, so that we can all have credibility. They said no.
I wrote that petition.
Yes.
They threw me out.
No, we also said that. We also said that. They threw it out. No, it's not so. It's not the constitution. I said now it has reeled its head. Okay. Plainly.
Thank you very much. So that was Lloyd, one of the candidates vying for the presidency of the Ghana Journalists Association here at the Press Center, where we've had over 230 people voted so far. In just a couple of minutes, polls will close here, and then sorting and counting will also follow suit here at the Press Center. Back to you, MFI in studio.
Exactly. We're all waiting for polls to close. Then we know who the next GJA president will be, whether it will be Afil Money, Lloyd Evans, or Johnny Ayite. But the issues about free and fair elections, you've monitored to a large extent. You are a member as well, so you can able to tell us, has it been a free and fair election?
Well, I cannot, in all honesty, say this election is free and fair based on the things I have seen.
Okay.
Because the people, some say they are not given the opportunity to vote, and the chairman of the election committee has confirmed that I signed a list, someone's name was there, so I don't understand why that person's name should be taken out. So this is a confirmation of some irregularity.
In the
and if you take the secretariat he's talking about, that secretariat is managed by the incumbent executives, Dave Agbenu, Roland Afilmoni, and the rest. So at the end of the day,
which you're hoping will be kicked out. But what will be your expectation from the next GJA president as a member?
Well, if we get Afilmoni back, I won't expect anything new. But if someone else wins, I think we should be more proactive. We should be on them and ensure that at least they are able to stand for our interest, because for so many times, on so many occasions, a journalist has a problem and the instinct of the GJA is to go and support or speak for the one who is hurting the journalist instead of supporting the journalist. We are here, and 2 years ago some journalists died, and as we speak we are not able to tell the circumstances under which the Presidential Press Corps had an accident. The wife of the late Samuel Nuyama made a passionate appeal that she wanted to bring a closure to this. And nobody said anything. We went, the GJA, I feel money to be specific, went ahead to defend the presidency and said the car rental company was so credible that even when they had ECOWAS or AU meetings, they used this company. My investigation revealed that this was a wayside car rental company. The man didn't even have cars. When I called him, he said, well, I don't own any cars. When I get a job, I get people to give cars. So at the end of the day, this has been a GJA that consistently speaks against the interests of its own members.
And not forgetting just a few months ago or weeks ago, the communication from the GJA on investigative journalists, including yourself. So we'll see how it goes. It's just a few minutes to go and the clock is ticking. We are hoping to know who the next GJA president will be. Manasseh Azuria Winnie, we're grateful for your time. Thank you for joining us here on The Pulse. It's still The Pulse on JoyNews on Multi TV. Do join us on social media with your comments as well. You can also watch live.